Hey everybody, this is Dust for Dust on Gaming and MTG Tavern here on Twitch. So today we're going to be playing a deck that I did a deck check on a few days ago on the YouTube channel, Gruul Ponza. Had a few recommendations from the list I originally posted. So we did cut all the Glory Bringers for 2 Stormbreath Dragons and 1 Scavenging Ooze. Not entirely sure the change for Stormbreaths for Glorybringers are correct, but Glorybringer certainly has utility against the blue-white X control decks, and against Lingering Souls, and Scavenging Ooze as a way to go fetch with Primal Command for some main deck graveyard hate and life gain. Beyond that, you've got your 1-mana Accelerants, Scavenging Ooze, Tireless Trackers, Sonrains, Blood Moons, new edition Bloodbraid Elf, just recently unbanned, making all the big news. You're hoping to cascade into a Blood Moon or one of these Tireless Trackers or something. Vani Acid Moss, a lot of people debating the effectiveness of this card still in this deck. It's a land destruction spell that also ramps you into your bigger payoffs like Stormbreath, Inferno Titan, or Primal Command. Chandra is Planeswalker of choice in this deck. It's kind of your one card advantage engine besides Bloodbraid Elf. Piankar Nalar tends to play well. It's like your Lingering Souls, plus pretty good at pressuring Jace. Pretty decent in a lot of the aggro matchups. Gives you 3 bodies to block, jump block, trade. And then Stormbreath Dragon, Hasty Flyer, protection from white. Only a couple removal spells in the format can really kill it. Terminate, Maelstrom Pulse, Fatal Push can't kill it. Celestial Purge can't kill it. Path Exile can't kill it. Bolt requires 2 versions of Bolt to cast it. Kill it, and that's if it's not Monstrosity. And then Inferno Titan helps against the smaller creature decks. Also has pretty good closing speed. Decent against Jace because of the ETB trigger plus attack trigger. And then Primal Command as kind of one of your bullets to go find creatures, gains you life randomly. A lot of utility with this card, so can kind of land destruction, harrow your opponent for a turn, etc. Sideboard, as we mentioned, very much 3-drop centric to try to play with Bloodbraid Elf. It might be a little too 3-drop centric, missing out on a lot of powerful cards like Thrun, etc. But we did want to maximize the hits off of Bloodbraid Elf. Ancient Grudges and Abrades for decks where there's a lot of artifacts. Abrade can be a generic removal spell in certain matchups. Anger of the Gods, pretty good against small creature decks and swarms, also good against Dredge. Courser of Crufix as both a pseudo card advantage engine and life gain against aggressive decks. Kitchen Finks, Sticky Threat that also gains you life in some of the aggro matchups. Turnosphere for decks like Storm, decks with a lot of cantrips and stuff like Grixis Shadow. Can also come in against Control, kind of hamstring them a little bit. And Relic of Progenitus has a lot of utility in a lot of different matchups like Dredge. Death Shadow can also blank your opponent's Snapcaster Mages, depending on what you feel is dead cards in the matchup. So, that being said, I did promise we were going to play some Bloodbraid Elf Ponza, so here we go. Been a little bit since we played Ponza on the channel. Usually it's good for like a 2-3, 3-2 finish. It's kind of a... like, sometimes you cheese people out with Blood Moons, sometimes you... sometimes your cards lined up randomly against good what they're doing, etc. Forgot to update my this modern PPE Ponza. Oops, if I update. My Twitch, haven't been streaming a lot on Twitch lately, just started streaming again last night. So, alright, I mean, his hand's a keep. Got turn 1, although opponent does not have a discard spell, that's good for us. Alright, so play this on red. unfortunate we don't have a Bloodman in our hand or some of the mid-rangey cards, but can go land destruction on 2 into... Not really sure what our opponent's on then. Alright, so let's play out Windswept Heath here. I want to thin the deck a little bit, try to hit some of our better cards. Might be possible that's incorrect if we draw something like Tireless Tracker. I might have wanted to kept that fetch land, but beyond that, it's kind of whatever. Doesn't appear our opponent's a particularly fast deck, so not really sure what they're on over there. Alright, I'd like to draw a spell at some point. Past our opponent here. Not sure what they've got going on over there. This is one of the problems with Ponza, is there is a lot of air in the deck. So, they have a Liliana here or something. Yep, Liliana of the Veil, sure. Question is, what am I discarding here? Probably just a forest. Discard another Liliana. I'd like to draw like Storm Breath or Bloodbraid Elf here, something to just deal with this Liliana straight up. Or I can just draw another land, I guess. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm guessing our opponent's like some type of black pack rat strategy or something. Yeah, that's gonna miss, friend. If I had a 3-drop or less, it would already be in play. They're not activating their Liliana either. Interesting. Does make me wonder what they have in their hand then. Alright, another Inferno Titan's not a horrible draw here. Redirect all 3 damage to player. Like to redirect this damage to Liliana. Yes. There's a good chance they have like wow. No answer to it either. I'm really confused what's going on over there. I guess they could have Damnation or something. We are discarding a mountain. See what you discard here. Another swamp. This is hardly the most exciting game of Magic. Shrieking Affliction. Alright, so they're just pox. You double dismembering here? Alright. Unfortunately, all this damage has to go to Liliana, so... Right there, yes. Direct to Liliana. Past her opponent. So we're up against a version of Pox that didn't have a very... Granted, one small Pox off the top would be pretty brutal. Hit our opponent for down to 1 here. Pass the turn. And... Alright, opponent concedes. Not exactly the most exciting game one, Pox versus Ponza. So I definitely don't want the Blood Moons in this matchup. The Stone Rins are debatable. I probably want some of the Ancient Grudges for the rack. Kitchen Finks as a sticky threat is reasonable. Trinisphere could lock them up a little bit. Question is, what cards do I not want? Courser might be fine. Just as a card advantage-ish engine. Cards that are not great. Scavenging Ooze isn't fantastic. Peon Carrod's fine. Acid Moss is kind of whatever. Maybe it's just get these... No, probably want the ramp in the deck. Probably just get these Stone Rains out. Because putting them on land destruction doesn't really do a whole lot, because their deck operates on some pretty thin margins. They only really need 3 lands to operate, so our land destruction plan isn't very good against them. So, put his main creatures into play, force them to answer it. They probably have things like Damnation in their sideboard they'll be bringing in. But beyond that, it's just... And a very poor hand for a Ponza deck. I mean, that said, they've got cards like... No, I can't keep this hand. Okay, they chose to play first. 1 land Elf would be fine, but we can't guarantee the Elf will survive. I hate going down cards against this deck, but... Alright, let's see what we find here. Stormwrath Dragon is not the card we were looking for. Raven's Crime is an exceedingly annoying card. I think it's just Acid Moss here. Without any of our accelerators here. Guess they could smallpox us here. Wrench Mind. Okay. Artifact. It's another reason to bring in Trinisphere. Get Stomping Ground here since no longer have Blood Moon in the deck. Liliana could be problematic here. Okay, the rack is kind of whatever. Shirking Affliction. Alright, so we gotta try to keep our hands above 3 if possible. Alright, Ancient Grudge is not a horrible draw here. Play out Courser, PN Karen on top. Alright, Liliana's slightly obnoxious, because they do get to kill our Courser for basically no value. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to keep Ancient Grudge in my hand. Go ahead and let them Liliana plus and flash it back. Wrench Mind, slightly obnoxious. Go ahead and get rid of those two. Might have been correct to keep the Piran Kieran. Funeral Charm. Target player discards a card. Alright, so our opponent's going to get to clean out our entire hand, which is very obnoxious, but that's what Pox does. Tireless Tracker's fine here. Hopefully, I'm guessing their last card in hand's like a removal spell or something. Why else would you... Alright. Yeah, I don't think we're coming back from this one. Gotta love good old Pox. Battle of the miserable deck types. Still think we go ahead and run it back. Hopefully we won't have to mulligan here. Guess we'd like to play first. Alright, hand seems fine. Go birds into Trinisphere. Birds go tweet. Hopefully you don't have a discard spell on one, or if it's like Raven's Crime. Okay. Probably gonna have to take Trinisphere here, I'm guessing. Take Thanks. That's an interesting one. Alright. Trinisphere, go. Pass to our opponent. Not going to attack with the birds to send a message. They're missing land drops, so this Trinisphere's even better than usual. Play this out, get a clue. Fetch. Get a forest. Get another clue. Start attacking with this Arbor Elf. Trinisphere has been pretty sweet here. We still haven't seen a Bloodbraid Elf, which kind of sucks, but... What's our opponent's choices here? Looks like not much. So if you knew Trinisphere was going to kind of lock you out of playing the game, why would you not take it? There's a card. Roll the dice. Alright. Opponent concedes. We had just enough mana to actually cast it too. Alright. So we got there in match number 1 against Pox. I think Pox would have a rough... Wouldn't Pox have a pretty rough go of it with something like a Jace deck, or even the Jund decks? I'm hardly a Pox expert. So I think that particular matchup, especially in Game 3 there, we saw like the card advantage engines of Tireless Tracker and Bloodbraid Elf against an attrition strategy was pretty nice. It's one of the few attrition E strategies where Blood Moon's just a complete stone blank. So, Game 2 they got to implement their game plan. Game 3 we got to do our thing. Well, actually our backup plan. Like we weren't on the Blood Moon or land destruction plan. Just not that good against them. The Trinisphere was pretty sweet. Yeah, sure. Hand seems fine. Especially against Plains Go. Seems reasonable. Of course, that said, our opponent could be on Leonin Arbiter nonsense, so... Forest into Arbor Elf. So this will be the second match in a row. Bloodmoon won't be very good. See if they have a second land. Okay, Field of Ruin, sure. They're going to Path Exile us during my upkeep. Seems a bit ambitious. Alright, sure. Do I just want to get the mountain here? Go get a forest. Huh? Alright, Utopia Sprawl's not a horrible one, I guess. Guess we put red on it. Pass the turn. Next turn we get to Bloodbraid Elf them. Do we Bloodbraid Elf them, or do we... Guess you have like 3-mana Inspector here. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Dahlia, sure. So how much mana are we off from that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can do that next turn. I'm going to save my land for a follow-up. Utopia Sprawl on. Put it on another forest. Actually, I don't have the ability to do that right now. Oh well. Not going to use this fetch land until they decide to use their Ether Vial. Not going to get got by a stupid Leonin Arbiter here. Yep, we're going to go ahead and fetch here. Grab a Stomping Ground. In fact, there's a really good chance this is a Leonin Arbiter. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to Field of Ruin us here. Sure. Neither one of us gets a land. I guess Flicker Wisp would be the most obnoxious card they could have here. They're going to Flicker Wisp us? Looks like the answer is no. Alright, so play out Tireless Tracker here. Play out a Forest. Get a Clue. Drop. Do you have Blade Splicer? Flicker Wisp on what? Alright, I figured you'd be going after my mana, but whatever. Alright, this is the battle of the mana denial strategies, but I don't think their deck... Sure. Their Field of Ruin, slightly obnoxious. Draw a card here. Pian Kieran. Could go ahead and shock this in here. Get a Clue. Red, red. Play out this. So how am I dividing the damage is the question mark. One here, one to the face. And no Flicker Wisp. I think I'm willing to get in here with Bloodbraid Elf at this point. Yeah, I'm very happy for that trade. So you kept it on 3. Possible you have nothing. Alright. Alright, you have a Horizon Canopy. Cracker Clue, sure. Definitely looking for Path to Exile here, I'm guessing. Alright, Kessig Wolf Run. Got another clue. Move to combat. 2 here, 1 there. Sure. Guess we're digging for another Flicker Wisp, maybe? So, do I crack a clue here? Just dump a bunch of mana into something? I think I just crack a clue. No. Storm Breath. That'd be a good one next turn. Seems protection from their deck is pretty good. Outside of Damnation, or outside of Wrath of God, I don't think our opponent has any catch-up mechanics for a board like this. So, how's everyone doing today? Are you just going to Field of Ruin us for knowledge? Yep, and an Arbiter. And Thalia. I mean... Right click, attack all, you're dead. Oh, so you're going to have a Flicker Wisp here? What are you flickering? Huh! Okay, this will not end well for you. You do realize that, right? Like this, Inferno Titan's gonna come back and basically destroy you. And yes, I realize Stormbreath Dragon there would have been lethal, but I have absolutely no reason to show it to them. Alright, so Blood Moon's kind of a weird card against them. Like, it stops their utility lands, so there would be some consideration for... But what cards... Okay, we want the Anger of the Gods. Most definitely. We probably want Kitchen Finks. Courser, maybe. Just bring in this whole package and then board out the land destruction package. Probably want a Braid, and then... Question is, what do we go down? So most of our cards are pretty decent against them that we still have. The Acid Moss, maybe. I still want some type of ramp spell in the deck, but maybe we'll get the Acid Moss out of here. The Anger of the Gods, Bloodbraid Elf, Kitchen Finks seems like a little bit of a nombo, but Anger of the Gods overall's just pretty good against their strategy. So I'm inclined to keep this one. Since they didn't show us Ghost Quarter, they're showing us Field of Ruin. I'm going to go ahead and fetch... I'm going to say, you have to have Aether Vial if that's your play, right? Gonna go ahead and use one of our fetch lands, get a basic forest to play around, Field of Ruin to the best of our ability. Because one play they could have done last game is they could have Flicker Wisped us off of the Utopia Sprawl. And Turn 2, if they don't play anything, we'll get our other fetch land out of the way. Like Leonin Arbiter here would be annoying. Thalia really doesn't honestly do that much against us. But I suppose if that's the only card you've got in your deck, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Definitely grabbing basic forest here. Unfortunately, we have no play, so we have something like Thraben Inspector here on end step. I do not. Alright. I mean, like, Field of Ruin's going to be able to get us a little bit with these double stomping grounds here. They'll be able to hold us off of Thalia for a turn, potentially, if they want to use up all their mana for that purpose. Courser of Crufix. Is that better than... See what we have on top here. Malvani Acid Moss. Gain a life. See if they have something like a Path Exile here in combination with Leonin Arbiter. Nope. So the Courser Bloodbraid Elf interaction should be fairly interesting here. Okay. Ghost Quarter. Duly noted. To use this ability, yes. Go grab our basic mountain, gain a life here. Not sure. Alright, so let's play a forest. Unfortunately, we don't get that P and Kirinalar, but I still think we Bloodbraid Elf here. Arbor Elf, alright. No reason to attack. They could have something like Blade Splicer here, Flicker Wisp. What do you flicker out here, though, is the question. Are you going to flicker out Courser till your end step? So you sort of get to get in with Thalia? Alright, Field of Ruins are becoming more and more obnoxious. So we're taking 5 here, which is no small chunk. Do get Courser back here. They have another Flicker Wisp. Looks like they don't, so play that out. Braid on top's pretty good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So did not give myself the ability to... Primal Command, am I supposed to grab a Stormbrought Dragon, or am I supposed to grab Inferno Titan? Because, like, I suspect if they had a path, they already would have probably used it on... Alright, so 1, 2... So, target player... Do I want to gain 7 life, or do I just want to disrupt their Ether Vial nonsense? Put target creature non... Target creature, search your library. Put that back on top of your library. Force you to use your Ether Vial now if you actually have something. Okay. Like Blade Splicer or something here. Nothing. Now, what card am I supposed to get here? Inferno Titan cleans them up quite nicely, but Stormbrought Dragon also races them, and they can't really kill it. So... this is the one time I'm not really sure which one to grab. Alright. Pass to our opponent. We know they're drawing an Ether Vial, so I have no reason to attack. They have no targets for their Field of Ruin. Get to attack with Flicker Wisp, drop us to 12. Next turn we get to clear their board, get in for some damage. And they're not replaying Ether Vial. That one's interesting. Play this out, get a life. So... unfortunately, I'm going to have to crack this, go to... I guess if they had Leave an Arbiter, they could have gotten us there. Inferno Titan. One to you, one to you, one to you. Clear out your board. So they're pathing their Flicker Wisp. What on earth would they have in hand that they... I am confused as heck. Why would you path your Flicker Wisp there? Unless you have to have another path in hand, right? Or else you wouldn't, like, make that play. I mean, I guess you get to theoretically Field of Ruin this here. Oh, okay. That makes some amount of sense then. The one card that we were not playing around. Let's play out Wooded Foothills. I think I want a better card to flip off of Chandra than that. Okay. Are you filing in Flicker Wisp here? Even Mind Sensor, sure. Nope. Stormbrought Dragon on top seems like a pretty good one. Though to be fair, our opponent 1, 2... don't have quite enough mana to deal with that. I'll probably use Field of Ruin to make us shuffle, knowing that card's on top. So kill your idiots. Play out our Arbor Elf. 3 here. Yeah, they're going to have to Field of Ruin us to keep us off that Stormbreath Dragon. Alright, Ghost Quarter. Wow. So they got Flicker Wisp and even Mind Sensor back. Are the main ones here? Can I just kill them here? Play this land off the top. PN Kieran is an interesting card. 1, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Problem. Yeah, I do actually have. Okay, red. Use this. Red. Use this. Exile. Cast a PN Kieran Alar. Get some idiots. Play Stormbreath. Yep. Alright, 2-0 so far with Bloodbraid Elf Ponza against Mono White Death and Taxes and Pox. Not sure how either one of those decks fare in the current format with Jason and Bloodbraid Elf being everywhere. But, you know, friendly leagues. Can't really fault people for playing what they have in friendly leagues. We're playing Ponza after all. So, how's everyone doing? My name is Dusk here for MTG Tavern here on Twitch. And we also have a YouTube channel, Dusk Till Dawn Gaming, where you have a lot of standard and modern content. Feel free to check that out. The link is below the stream. If you like what you're seeing, feel free to hit that follow button. And if you really like what you're seeing and want to support the channel, please feel free to subscribe. And we're up against Monastery Swift Spear. Good luck. A name like that. Gonna be disappointed. This helps if I can burn, right? Yeah, we're definitely keeping this hand. This is Ponza doing the Ponza thing. I love creative names on Magic Online. It might be, not be. It's Burn. Oh, gotta love. Hey. At least you live up to the name. Alright, so playing this on red. So we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, like depending on their draw. We don't really have a lot of life gain in our main deck, so I think the sideboard games will be a little bit better. And if they're stuck on one land, I think I'm just going to Stone Rain them next turn. Alright, so do this. Play Stone Rain, blow up your land. Alright, so Burn versus Ponza, two of the most popular decks in the modern format. I'm being highly sarcastic because I'm saying this. Please realize that. I play a lot of Burn in paper, so I know how much people love losing to the deck. Alright, so next turn we get to Chandra kill their Goblin Guide, especially if they don't hit another land. Please don't hit a land. Okay, we have a Storm Barf Dragon here. Yeah, I think it's just Chandra kill your dude. Chandra, kill your dude. And if you want to use a burn spell or a hasty guy to kill Chandra, I'm okay with that exchange. Got plenty of resources to finish this game off. Alright, so they got a land. Question is, okay, so they're Jund Burn. Interesting. Alright, bumping the knight. Bumping the knight to the face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Question becomes, alright, so fetch forest. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is plus here. Play out. Play out Bloodbraid, get some pressure on the table. Not the most impressive hit in the world, but it will allow us to continue to up the pressure. Because I want to close out this game as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead and lock you under a Blood Moon, limit what spells you can cast. Yep. So what kind of nonsense do you have this turn? Searing Blaze, put us to 4. Are you going to finish off Chandra here? Alright, nope, they go directly to the face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do this. See what our Bloodbraid Elf run here hits. Another Arbor Elf. Go ahead and plus this for mana. Storm Breath. So now our opponent has to be able to kill us on this next I mean, like, if they have Bolt, we're dead here. Okay. Do you have it? Yes, you do. Alright. Alright. That's the way it goes sometime against Burn. Alright, so Blood Moon's fine against them. Stone Rain plan is kind of eh. So we want to get these out of here. We get the Coursers, the Kishin Finxes, and the Trinispheres all in. PN Kieran's okay, but not great against their deck. And then maybe shave like one Blood Moon. So Burn's traditionally kind of a close matchup for Ponza. I've played both sides of the equation and certainly lost to Burn before. Well, lost playing Burn against Ponza. Like, we have some life gain in our sideboard. We have the Scavenging Ooze. So I think we're in okay shape, but the problem we have is most of our accelerators are actually... Guess we keep here, get a forest. See if they decide to go after our mana idiots. Get a forest. Lay this Arbor Elf out. So now they'll have to debate on whether leaving us with mana or they bolt the bird. Yep, just Monastery Swiftspear. Let's get in for one here. Alright, so Kitchen thinks... So, get a red mana here, just to untap, play out another Arbor Elf. Unfortunately, we didn't draw another land, so we're in a little bit of a not great position right now. Okay, sure. Going to 15. Does our opponent have a bolt and debating where they're going with it? Bolt is going after one of our elves, sure. Kitchen Finks here. Gain some life back. Past our opponents. Alright. So we really need to draw a land next turn. Okay, sure. Going to Searing Blaze our idiots. Yep, definitely blocking. Alright, so they get to put us to 8 here. Comes back. And then land, please. Alright, so we get to Primal Command, gain 7 life, target non-creature. Let's see. Player gain life. Put that back on your library. Yep. Good old Magic Online here. Target player gains 7 life. I gain 7. That back on top of your library. Pass. No, I'm not attacking with Kitchen Finks. Question is, do I block with Finks this turn? Okay, so our opponent doesn't even attack. I wonder what's in their hand then. Utopia, Sprawl. Sure. Use green here. 3. Untap this. 3. So let's see if you have a spell here. Alright, opponent just concedes. So that game we were on the play, we got a little bit lucky. We almost killed them in game 1, and now game 3 they're going to get to be on the play. So probably can get another Blood Moon out of our deck, get this a Braid in. Go ahead and submit. There's a good chance with just a good draw they're going to run us out of the game here in game 3, but I mean, we at least have a chance. Like, I kept a calculated risk hand last game with just the 1 land, but we had the Utopia Sprawl and the 2 Arbor Elves. And is there any other cards? Grudge doesn't make sense. Blood Moon is fine, but slow. At least in game on the draw. Anger of the Gods. They showed us like some amount of creatures, but they probably only have 10 to 12 creatures in their deck. So, okay, they mulligan to 6. I'm more inclined to keep this hand. Without a 1-mana accelerant on the draw, this hand's a little risky, but we do have our 1 of a Braid. We do get to play Courser on 3. So we have the creature style draws covered. This is one of the riskier hands. Alright, keep and let's go out at the bottom. Okay. No play on 1 is pretty good for us. Arbor Elf. Play this, crack this. Grab a basic forest here. Arbor Elf on 1. Which it'll probably die, but you know, that's what our opponent's spending their turn 2 on. I'm that much happier with that exchange. Yep, Searing Blood. Not a huge surprise here. Searing Blaze, sorry. I think I just play in the shop stomping ground untapped or tapped. If they would have had a creature, they would have played it on 1. The only creature they could play here that would make sense would be Eidolon. I'm trying to think, would they bring in something like Destructive Revelry? I don't know that they've seen. I guess Revelry might have come in against some. No, they don't have Revelry in their deck. Never mind. Scavenging Ooze. Now there's a card. So, more than likely we get to gain a life off of this. No, I'm not passing priority, friend. Sorry. If you want to bold it, it's served its purpose. Okay. Lightning Helix. Go ahead and eat this Arbor Elf to gain a life. These are the kind of games that burn doesn't tend to do well in. Courser of Crewfix. Yes, I know I have a tireless tracker on top and one in my hand, but I just want to gain the life while I can. And apparently our opponent has no responses. Lightning Helix, sure. Land on top, please. Alright, let's play out Tireless Tracker. Sure. Put a stop during my opponent's upkeep. Obviously we won't get to gain life here. Our opponent could have responded at any point to that gain life trigger, so timing on that skull crack wasn't especially critical here. I'm going to fetch a tap shock land here. Our opponent has another skull crack. More power to him. Actually, I guess I could have just fetched basic mountain there, huh? Still had access to a braid this turn and cracking a clue. You have another skull crack here? What is in your hand that you're not... So 4... So how much does... Four, 7, 9, and then so 4, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 puts them to 12. So if I attack with everything, they're dead on board next turn. I guess Deflecting Palm is one card they could have here, but 4 damage is 4 damage. See what they got on end step here. Now, obviously, if they go Bolt, Bolt, untap, Bolt, Bolt, could be annoying. Okay, puts us to 8. Still some outside chance we could be dead here. Always the tension against Burn here. So 4, 8. Stormbreath Dragon is lethal. Hopefully we see like another land on top would be nice after this Utopia Sprawl. 13 damage. So on board we have 8, 9. So on board we have 3, 5, 9 damage. So cracking both clues wouldn't get there. Alright, doing some math here. Another courser on top doesn't really give us any other recourse other than to... I guess we try to go for the kill. There's like really not much else we can do here. They've already played 2 lightning helixes. Guess they could kill Tracker and stay alive for a turn. Maybe that'll be enough to kill us. I don't know that we really have another like play line here lined up. This like lightning helix on the tireless tracker. Is that what's happening here? Okay, so they're bolting tireless tracker. It's one less bolt they can throw at us, so we're just going to go ahead and swing with the 2. Swing with the 2 storm breasts, leave the courser back. And then hope they don't have like bolt, bolt, bolt. Don't think there's anything here that gets them out of this one. Like they would need probably 3rd land. 3rd land into bolt, bolt, bolt. Or bolt, lava spike, bump in the night. Which I suppose is conceivably possible, but if they're tanking this long, okay, sure. Alright, play out courser here. And then just gain a life, and then you're dead. Alright, go ahead and swing with everything and just kill them. I'm really curious, this is one of the few times I'm really curious to know what the heck their hand is. Like, what were the permutations they were going through there? So 3-0 with Ponza so far. Beat Burn, which isn't traditionally the easiest matchup for Ponza. A lot of it depends on like the nature of, like sometimes you can cheese them out with Blood Moon, sometimes you can land a couple kitchen finks or some coursers, gain some life. I know certainly I've been cheesed out playing Burn against Ponza by like turn 1, you know, Mana Idiot or Utopia Sprawl, turn 2 Blood Moon, and you're sitting there with like Destructive Revelry and some other stuff in hand, like, yeah, I don't get to play Magic this game. Or, you know, keep the 1 or 2 landers and then Stone Rain, then don't play any spells. So Ponza's not the funnest. It is definitely not the funnest strategy to play against. But I think the addition of Bloodbraid Elf, increasing the deck's card advantage issues and closing speed, might make it a little less aggravating to play against. Like, one of the annoying things when playing against Ponza is, like, your opponent, like, getting Blood Moon and then you spend another, like, 8 turns sitting there going, yep, no kill con, yep, no kill con, yep, no kill con. Meanwhile, you can't cast any spells and your opponent's sitting there like Stone Rain, Acid Moss, Stone Rain. So, I do like the creature heavier versions a little bit more. And honestly, I'm trying to think. We haven't actually played in a matchup where Blood Moon is particularly great other than against that burn deck. And even that's kind of suspect. Because, like, we played against Mono Black Pox, Mono White Death and Taxes, and then Burn. So we haven't even played a matchup where, like, our key cards are good. So how's everyone doing today? Has anyone had a chance to play the new format online or playtesting in paper yet? Really wishing I would have gotten some Jace the Mind Sculptors online before they jumped in price, but, you know, $10 to $70. Guess I'd like to play first. So this hand's risky. Question is, do I keep it? I think on the play I'll risk it. Yeah. Saw it comings. Yeah. I think it was a good thing that they unbanned both cards. I think Bloodbraid Elf is powerful, but without, like, Deathrite Shaman in the format, Jun's not going to go, like, too nuts. And then, I think Jace is... The power level of Modern's gotten to the point where Jace is a good card, but I don't think Jace is, like, completely busted at this point, so... Are they just going to bolt my guy? Yep. Alright. Alright, so I draw another Blood Moon, but no... So Windswept Heath into Bolt. Is this Titan Shift? This is either Ponza or Titan Shift. That's what my alarm bells are. Nope. Arid Mesa is an interesting one. Alright, we're up against a Zoo deck, which... If we ever draw a land, we're fine. Alright, so... I think we go ahead and... Blood Moon, yo? Does that seem like a good strategy? 100 Twins, I am not biased. I honestly see... I don't know. I think Twin being banned was right at the time, but I'm not sure that it's the correct thing long term, if that makes sense. The heck could they have for 2 red mana here? They're going to Tribal Flames my... Yeah, sure. So we're up against Tribal Flames Zoo. Run off a couple lands here, we're in good shape. Let's go ahead and Stone Rain your only non-red source here. Also reduces the power of your Wild Nacatl, which may give us a few more turns to draw. I think control other than Lantern was already into the point where... Of course, we could still lose this game. Like, not even remotely joking, just dying to this Wild Nacatl and bolts. I mean, control already pretty much was blue, other than the mid-range, like, green-black X strategies. Alright, so am I going Pia here, or am I going... I guess we go Bloodbraid Elf, because, you know, Bloodbraid Elf things. Utopia Sprawl on a forest. Seems pretty decent here. Get another green mana. I think I'm just supposed to hold this Bloodbraid Elf back, right? Not really racing them, I'm just trying to kind of win. Yep, they're just going to bolt it, sure. So we're going to 8 here. I don't think the Zoo decks really play... Card 8. Alright, so... Target player gains 7 life. Search your library for creature card. I think I'm just gonna go get Inferno Titan here and just close this baby out. It's unlikely they're gonna be able to deal with Inferno Titan, so... But yeah, I can definitely see this non-blue with someone exist. I think they had to balance, like if they were bringing back Jace, they had to give the green-black X deck something to play towards. Because, and I think they wanted to simultaneously hurt Shadow and Lantern without banning Lantern, and I think Jace kind of accomplished both of those measures. Alright, so this is kind of a weird... Like, what cards do I not want against them is the problem. Like, Blood Moon is good. Stone Rain is fine, but I don't think on the draw it's quite as good. I still want to leave in some amount of Blood Moons. But, like, the Angers, the Coursers, the Finxes are all good against them. It's like an even some argument for Trinisphere. So I'm bringing these in. Am I bringing the Trinispheres in and just cutting the trackers? Is that just crazy? Like, bring in my Stop Your Durdle burn stuff and take out my card advantage and land destruction? Is that crazy? Guess I wouldn't mind this Abrade on the draw, but what am I cutting for it? Get one of our Acid Mosses out of here. Utopia Sprawl is definitely our best mana accelerator in this matchup, because they've got bolts, possibly helixes, and definitely tribal flames. Now this is a hand... Like, if my mana accelerator on 1 lives, this hand's good. If they empty their hand, then Anger of the Gods on 3 might be solid. But the fact that they're on the play is really gonna... We're gonna take quite a bit of damage before we can stabilize. Alright, there's a Nacatl. Alright, so... Play out this Arbor Elf. Which means they're probably going to spend some amount of mana killing that next turn. Which I think I'm fine with. I mean, they could go Bolt, Goblin Guide, and that's like the worst they can do here. Okay, Curd Ape. Loam Lion. And the next dumb question is, am I supposed to go... Am I supposed to go Anger here, or am I supposed to go Thanks? I'm just supposed to go Anger on to clean up their board. They have Geist as a follow-up. That'd be kind of disgusting. Yep, they've got a Magoyf. Alright. Turn Magoyf and Curdape follow-up. Alright, so let's go ahead, get a forest here. Play out Kitchen Finks. Then next turn we get to follow up potentially with... Alright, so... Don't know that they have any good attacks here. Looks like they agree. Another Anger of the Gods. Feel like I'm just supposed to attack, hope they block. Alright, they don't. Oh well. It was worth a shot. Anger of the Gods, clear away your board. Play out this Utopia Sprawl on, I guess, green at this point. Like, the only double red spells we truly have are... Like, Tribal Flames is still a very real card, unfortunately. Another Kitchen Finks. I think I'm in the market to gain some life. See if they have like a Skull Crack or something here. Looks like the answer is no. So I play out this Birds of Paradise. Pass. So I think the fact that we got in game 1 kind of really helps us. We got Tribal Flames now. Looks like it might be a Lightning Helix or a Tribal Flames. Yep, has for 5. Alright, hit them for 3 here. So there's no one card that can kill us from 10, so I think I'm just going to play out the PN Kieran here. Put lethal on board, and then we have the follow-up. Follow-up life gain spell if we need it. Bane, what deck do you usually play in Modern now that most of your chosen cards are banned? Or your Splinter Twins are banned? Alright, sure. I mean, if they're putting a Tribal Flames in my creatures, that's all the better for me. So... Trinisphere. Getting for 5 here, put you to 1. Let's see, target player gains 7 life. Target non-creature. Put... oh. I mean, we could search up another creature, but blanking their next... why did I gain them 7 life? Wow. Meant to gain myself 7 life, and yeah. Meant to target myself there, honestly. Hashtag punt. Alright, so we kept them in this game when they should be dead this turn. Play out this, play out Trinisphere. Which means they can't Snapcaster Tribal Flames. And then... yeah, that was definitely a punt. We punt and still win the match. Do. So, I wasn't expecting this Ponza deck to be fighting for a 5-0. I'll be completely honest there. Definitely don't want to jinx ourselves, but I was not expecting this Ponza deck to be fighting for a 5-0. I'm not gonna lie at all there. Have you had a chance to play that Obligator deck? Is it red-green Eldrazi? Looks pretty sweet. Are you talking on Magic Online or on in paper? Yeah, might be a card I'm interested in. Let me see what they're running at this point. Yeah, this is a hand we're interested in keeping. Keep. Oh. What are the odds? What are the odds? Speak of the devil, what are the odds? Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, they're running at like, what, 35 cents a piece, roughly? So I think I'm supposed to go... I don't know that we have a lot of tools for this matchup. Like, Blood Moon, ironically, isn't even good against them. I guess I go red here. Yeah, I've played like normal, like Ban Eldrazi and Eldrazi Tron, but like this could be interesting. They have Talisman here, which means we're getting Thought Knotted next turn. That's kind of obnoxious. So what gets the most cards out of my hand? I think I'm interested in getting this Tireless Tracker on the board. Get that. Tap this on there. Don't have to grab a red here, so get a green. I think we just get Tireless Tracker on the board. And if they have Bolt, they have Bolt. Looks like no Bolt, so we're probably going to get Thought Knotted. Okay. I will once this match done's, okay? Like once this match done and I do the wrap up and all that, so probably another 15-20 minutes. Our opponent didn't even have a land for... I'll throw in 2 ticks. Just because I don't mind helping people out. Okay, so I've got 5 mana here. I think I'm just supposed to Storm Breath, right? Oh wait, I can't Storm Breath because I didn't put in the correct mana requirements. See what we hit here off this. Topia Sprawl. Let's put a red in. And now if they get like Ghost Quarter here, we could be up a bit of a crick. Don't think I'm supposed to offer this trade, right? Because I don't really want them drawing a land. I think going late we probably have the advantage, though Obligator certainly could be a problem. Like, them getting stuck on lands kind of hurts, but they're playing Talismans. If I'm correct, they're also running Blood Moon, aren't they? Okay, another Mana Reshaper. So we're going to be able to tie up the ground pretty nicely. Looks like they're not interested in attacking. Do they run Ghost Quarter on this list? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can actually do both here. That's kind of not nice. No, actually, I want to... Let's do this, that. Just unload all of the green here. Get another thing. So I'm 1 mana off, so let's... I guess I'll just crack a clue here. I thought I counted correctly, but apparently I was 1 mana off. No reason to crack any more clues right now. Alright. So, back up to 3 mana. Another talisman, sure, which means you get to Thought on us next turn. Alright, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully I have the correct mana this time. Let's go start with a Storm Breath Dragon. Play out Storm Breath. Go ahead, Leaky Pillow. So 2, 3, 4. This is where this deck feels not fun to play against. So pass the turn to our opponent. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. So Storm Breath will deal them 12 next turn. Could you possibly have here? Dismember? Okay. Correct me if, Hobo, if you're still in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Obligator 5 mana? To use its ability? Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good monstrous this. Forced our opponent to act. Play this. Grab a forest. Cast our Bloodbraid Elf here. This should be more than lethal. Yeah, that's alright. So, opponent's on Eldrazi. However, they're not particularly vulnerable. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure on my math that they had to have Eldrazi Temple there to steal or Storm Breath Dragon. As far as what's good against them, not much. Alright, so what the heck are they bringing into the matchup? I really gotta search this one. This is one of those ones I'm like, okay, I have no idea what you're going to be bringing in. I don't claim to be an expert of red-green Eldrazi. Alright, so they've got Chalice, Engineered Explosives, Cage, Natural State, Ancient Grudge, Crumble to Dust, Uvenwald Tracker, just your usual Eldrazi nonsense. So is there anything... Am I just clicking submit here? Like, anger isn't particularly good. Guess we could bring in like the one of a braid and then go down maybe one Blood Moon on the draw. Like, some of their versions have Blood Moon, some of them don't. So Blood Moon could get them a little bit if they don't have one of their Mana Idiots or their Talismans. Yeah, hand seems fine. Turn 1 Mana Dork, turn 2 Stone Rain, turn 3 Bloodbraid, unless they can interact with our Bloodbraid Elf here, or Bird of Paradise. So they kept their 6. Okay. No play on 1, could mean Bolt. And if you got Bolt, you got Bolt here. I'm not really... Yep. Bzz. Now if they go... Ancient Stirrings, huh? Yeah, looks like they were holding up Bolt there. Thought Knot Seer? Okay. Sure. Am I getting Thought Knotted next turn? Got one of our fetch lands and pass. So if they have Eldrazi Temple here on 3, then they get to go Thought Knot. Okay, they do not. Matter Shaper is kind of whatever. Am I just supposed to kill this Matter Shaper as a matter of principle? Probably not. Get a red source here. Inferno Titan's definitely something to work towards. Probably one of our few game-winning plays in the matchup. Like, hopefully they don't rip Eldrazi Temple into Moron. It's possible they don't have another land drop, too, again. Nope, they do. Alright. Here's hoping for a Blood Moon, or... Yeah. Blood Moon... Guess I should have fetched another forest before I Blood Moon them. So excited to draw my card that keeps them from casting Thought Knot Seer. Alright, Matter Shaper, go. Alright. An Obligator's ability is colorless, correct? Yeah, it requires a colorless ability. Maybe we'll hit an Accelerator here. Yep. Question is, am I just supposed to attack, or am I just supposed to hold back on defense? Don't know that I'm really racing here, so I'm just going to hold back this Bloodbraid Elf for a turn. Do they even run any wastes in their lists? Okay, they're just going to dismember it, sure. Hmm. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm just going to block here, save a little bit of life. Alright, so 2 here, 1 there. Possible our opponent has like Bolt or something like that. Natural state that they can't cast, sure. And if they ever draw their basic forest, they can unlock this Blood Moon. Alright, so we got the 5-0 with Ponza. I was definitely not expecting that one. Alright, so thoughts on the deck. I think, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue with a list that went 5-0. I think other than the relics, I'm pretty happy with the deck, and even the relics have their place. Like, these could very easily be like scavenging uses or something along those lines. Beyond that, I'm pretty happy with the basic list. I like the 10 mana accelerators because you're trying to go from 1 to 3 in this deck. 4 Blood Moons seems right at the moment. 4 Stone Rain's fine. The Acid Mosses were good, which is one of the cards we were kind of debating going into this. Primal Command came up a couple times. I wouldn't mind having a second copy, but I don't know what I would cut for it either. I mean, beyond that, it was Ponza doing Ponza things. I think the 22 lands, 10 dorks are correct. Bloodbraid Elf performed pretty well, even when we were hitting like a mana dork or something. It's obviously a card we didn't want to draw at that point in the time anyway, so that's one less annoying card to flip over. Chandra was pretty good. Piankar and Alar. Didn't really see any of the matchups that it shines against, but it was fine. I don't know. Kind of hard to, I mean, obviously it's hard to argue with a 5-0 finish, but I'm trying to think of anything that could be improved upon, but seemed pretty good. So, thanks for everyone for hanging out. I'm going to call it a wrap on the stream right now. We'll be back probably sometime after 10:30 p.m. to play some probably Bloodbraid Elf Jund. So if you want to check that out again later, feel free to hit that follow button if you like what you're seeing on the channel. Please check out our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of standard and modern content. I have a Blue Moon list with Jace that went 5-0. We also played Temur Escape Shift, which wasn't quite as good, but I mean, it still has some merit in the format. So if you want to see some new Jace decks, go check that out. And thanks for hanging out. My name is Dust for Dust of Dawn Gaming, and I have a trade to go with Helpful Hobo here. So thanks everyone for hanging out, and I hope to catch you again soon.